Yeah, actually, more than 10 years ago, I was a class prefect in primary school. Then all of a sudden, boom, I became the school head boy. And that was cool because I was the boss of the school. Now, when I was the class prefect, my role was preparing a list of noisemakers. But when I became the school head boy, my role changed to linking between the pupils and the staff. But that's not what we are going to talk about actually today. Today, the big question is, what does it take to be a class rep in campus? Does it take having a romantic relationship with some of the lecturers? Well, we're gonna know that in a short while. Today, I have an amazing guest for you who I'm going to unveil in the next few seconds. My name is Kerka Mwema, and Kerka Mwema Show begins now. Once again, thank you so much for joining us on LTV Kenya. This is Kerka Mwema Show that is beginning now. And by the way, there's this question that I've always wanted to ask you. How does it feel to be beautiful? Because I've never been beautiful. How does it feel?
Because you have to appreciate yourself first, and you realize that other people appreciate you more. So there's no big deal out of it. It's just matter of nature. Let's say so. Yeah.
Have you realized that you are?
Okay. Everyone is beautiful in his or her own way. It just depends on how you feel about yourself. Yeah.
That's cool. Can you briefly tell us what you study and the position that you hold in your class?
Okay, first of all, my name is Saumu Said. I study media, that is communication and media technology with IT, as always. And I'm a first year class rep. Yeah.
Okay. What motivated you to vie for that? In the first place, were you nominated or you were elected?
Okay, first of all, I was nominated to be among the people who are going to contest for that seat. I had never planned to be a class rep, but then as it had happened, I just had to be in. So I was nominated. Then I wasn't expecting people to vote for me, but then fortunately, let's say so, the people found that courage in me and that trust, so they decided to vote for me.
So why do you think you were nominated?
First of all, I think I was nominated because of my courage. As we were introducing ourselves to the other students and the lecturers, I stood, I was courageous, and my sense of language too, I think it attracted them.
Oh, that's cool, man!
Swahili, so like everyone had spoken in English and I had spoken in Kiswahili, so like people were attracted, and how courageous I was. Yeah.
Oh, so that's how you became outstanding.
Yeah.
You introduced yourself in Swahili. Okay,
and
that's
also
cool.
Courageous about myself.
Oh, you're always courageous.
Yeah.
I can see. Now, in terms of mandate and power, what's the difference between a class rep and the other students?
Okay, the difference between a class rep and the other student is you as a class rep, you have to stand as a leader, especially a leader in a high level such as campus. Okay. Yeah.
I want to ask you this question. Roughly how many lecturers have approached you for a romantic relationship?
Okay, that's a very funny question.
Okay.
But personally, I've not had such an approach.
You can't be serious.
I'm so serious. You know, okay, I keep that distance between me and the lecturers strictly about education matters. If I go to the office, I approach a lecturer, I ask that lecturer all about the classes and all that. I don't give time for the lecturers to think about something else. Maybe they're those admirers, but maybe they find me so strict that they can't even make such an approach.
But you see, men are not given a chance. They take a chance. Nobody has ever done that?
They do take a chance, but let's say I don't give them that chance. You know, for someone to approach you, you must have given that person a link for that person to be so easy to approach you. But you can be that person who is so different from the others that someone might find it hard to approach you. Someone might say, oh my goodness, this chick looks so strict, so like it's going to be so hard for me to approach her.
Oh, that's very wonderful. It's very amazing. I've never heard that. Now, would you consider yourself a slave queen?
I've never considered myself as a slave queen because I'm not one. Okay, some people mistake me for a slave queen, but I have to say that being a slay queen is not so easy. It's so difficult. You're living a life which is so fake, first of all, because most of these slay queens that we see, they don't live their own lives. They live lives to please others. And I can't live a life to please someone. I have to live a life to please myself and my God.
And your God.
Yeah.
Now, what is your basic definition of a slay queen?
A basic definition of a slay queen, like, okay, this question might
In the
be
first
too
place,
hard
have you
for
ever
me.
seen one slay queen?
Yeah, there's several around this campus.
So what are their characteristics?
Okay, they put on these fancy clothes, they put on a lot of makeup. They talk as if they don't have teeth in their mouth.
For instance?
Yeah, for instance, like, I really want to take lunch right now. Like, I'm so hungry. Are you hungry? Oh, dear pal, let's go and have lunch.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how. I don't take skuma wiki.
I don't do skuma
I don't
wiki.
do that. No, I can't drink that water, please. Yeah, that's how they speak.
That's cool. That's the characteristic of a slay queen. Now, how do you manage to balance between the interests of the students and the lecturers so that you don't have a clash in any of the groups?
Okay, first of all, it's never easy. Because it's the students who found that trust in you and decided to vote you in as their class representative. So, at some point, you also have to consider their needs. But at the same time, students at the campus are very rowdy. I can't lie.
Okay.
They are very rowdy because they feel like they're so grown up. There's some things that they don't need to be told about. At the same time, there's this lecturer who needs to do his or her own job. So you as the leader, you have to stand in between those two fences. Yeah, you have to listen to the students, but at the same time you also have to listen to the lecturer. Sometimes the students are going to tell you, like, we don't feel like having this class, so talk to the lecturer so that we can have this class some other time. As a leader, you are confused because at the same time you are a student, and these people who have told you are the ones who voted you in. The lecturer, you are like a connection between the students and the lecturer.
What would you do if all the students in your class stand against you?
What I will do, first of all, I ask myself, why are they standing against me? And it's not possible, as a leader, it's not possible for you to have all the students standing up against you. There's that small portion which is going to be on your side. Do you know why? Because we can't have the same characters. We have different characters. Maybe I feel like I don't like the way you're leading me, but someone else sees me as a very good leader in terms of education and in other ways where I can represent you guys. So I'm going to sit down and see these people who see the good in me, not only the bad. Then I'm going to see where the problem is. We're going to sit down and sort it out, because there is always a solution to the problems we go through. Yeah.
Every class rep should be the best performing student in the class. Is that true?
No, that's not true. we have different capabilities. Yeah, maybe I might not be that bright or that brilliant, but I'm a good performer. It doesn't mean that I have to be the best in that class. We have different capabilities.
In this case, what is good? What's a good performer?
A good performance means that you should have, at least you should be good. Usually, let me talk about as a particular grade. Let's say a B is not bad for a class rep.
When you become a class rep, you become exposed to a lot of people, including men.
Yeah.
How do you manage to draw a interaction boundary so that it doesn't go to an extent that you can't manage?
Okay, interaction, there are some people who will just find a reason to talk to you or to be connected to you. So like how you manage to balance is when someone approaches you with a certain question, or maybe he or she wants to clarify something, especially a man, let's say for example. First of all, you sit down and look at this person. What does this person really want? If it's something very useful, maybe you're going to try and help. But if it's something that you yourself finds very useless, you just cut yourself off. Yeah, you
Guys,
have to run
funny.
away. You have to run away from the bad things.
What's useless in this case?
Useless meaning that maybe you are approaching me for something that might not be useful to me. Maybe you want a romantic relationship from me and I'm not interested. So why should I still be bound to you?
So at all times you're not interested. Sometimes you can get a person who is good.
Okay,
Or you weigh the person who is talking to you?
Okay, are you talking about having a boyfriend or something?
I'm asking, you know, a lot of, when you become a class rep, a lot of people know you.
Yeah.
A lot of, and men, because they know you, they'll start approaching you, a lot of them. So how do you draw that line so that the interaction does not go beyond what you can handle?
I simply stand as myself, me as Saumu Said Juma.
Okay.
Yeah.
You stand as yourself. That's cool. What is this one thing that you didn't know about being a class rep, but now you know?
Something that I didn't know about being a class rep is people expect you to be how they want you to be.
Okay.
Yeah. Even some things that are beyond explanation, something that you didn't even imagine about yourself. Someone is expecting you, for example, someone is expecting you to do things that he himself or that person cannot be able to do, but she or he is expecting you to do
What
that
does that
thing.
mean?
Meaning that we are all human, right? We are students. We all have, and as a leader, I have to balance between my education and my role as a leader. So like someone is expecting you to be doing so many things at the same time. Like you have to deal with all lecturers, you have to balance you have to come to class at the right time. Not knowing that you are the same person who has to represent them in different places. Like you have to, maybe you might be called by a lecturer, and then in the process maybe be late for a class. Then someone is expecting you to always come early to class, never miss a class. Can't I fall sick?
Absolutely you can.
Don't I have personal problems myself?
Do you?
Of course I do, because I'm a student. Despite the fact that I'm a leader, I also have personal problems. So why should I not miss a class? Because I'm a class rep? No, I have a valid reason why I missed that class. So why should you come at me like I shouldn't miss any class?
So in short, what have you said is this thing that you didn't know but now you know?
Yeah, that's the thing I didn't know.
That,
People expect you to do more than what you expect.
okay. Are you planning to vie for any campus position?
Okay, that's
No.
a challenge question.
Okay.
But, you know, being a leader in the campus is not very easy. And for me as a class rep, I've seen it as a very big challenge. But for vying for another seat, no.
You look like a treasurer.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not in for any of that.
You're not in for any of that.
No.
So, what would you say are the challenges of being a class rep in campus?
Challenges of being a class rep in campus is that first of all, you have to balance yourself as a leader and as a student. Second, okay, there's so many challenges, communication issues with the lecturers. Sometimes a lecturer calls you at night and tells you that we're supposed to be having a class tomorrow morning, and then you go to the class group and then everybody comes at you. There's no way you can argue with the lecturer. And there are other lecturers you can explain and understand, but it's not all of them. Some of them will just tell you, stop being lazy and accept this as a challenge. You're going to be having a class tomorrow, so what do? You're supposed to communicate that. At the same time, people at the class groups start abusing you and all sorts of things. But yeah, that's a very big challenge, by the way, because they find you as a traitor. Yeah.
So how much do you sacrifice to be a class rep?
I sacrifice a lot.
Like?
Financially, I do sacrifice.
How?
To communicate with the lecturers.
You use your own airtime?
Yeah, I use my own airtime.
Every time you're communicating?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Is that the only way you sacrifice?
I sacrifice because sometimes I go to the department and negotiate some strategies that the lecturers can use so that they can be favorable for both us, the students, and them. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I can also cover up for someone. Maybe someone has gone wrong somewhere, and I cover up for him or her. Then call that person, correct him or her. Aside from taking that person to the department or to the HOD.
Okay. That's cool. Okay, thank you so much for watching Kerka Mwema Show on LTV Kenya. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we're back, we shall have the section where you're given a chance to interview the interviewer. Then later, we shall have LTV Special Fun with me, Kerka Mwema. We're having Saumu
Said.
Saumu Said. Thank you so much for watching. We're coming back. Once again, thank you so much for joining us on LTV Kenya. This is Kerka Mwema Show with me, your host Kerka Mwema. And because we love you, for the first time in the history of broadcasting in Kenya and the entire world, we're giving you a chance to interview the interviewer. What you're going to do, you ask your question in the comment section below, and we are going to answer it in the next show, in the next Kerka Mwema show, we are going to answer that question. So make sure that any question that you have about the show, about Kerka Mwema, leave your question in the comment section below, and we are going to answer that question. In a short while, we are coming with LTV Special Fun.